What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Daily Transfer Show, the show where we will be talking about all possible transfers, all rumours about transfers coming in and out of Chelsea Football Club. And for today, we're going to be talking about Alexander Golovin, we're going to be talking about Jordan Pickford, and we're going to be talking about Alvaro Morata as well. So, let's go straight on to the first piece of news. Now, Chelsea have been strongly linked with Alexander Golovin over the last couple of months, especially with the great World Cup performance that he had. But things have changed and he has now signed for Monaco on a 5-year deal. Sources saying that Chelsea would rather focus their attention on signing Higuain, with Sarri especially keen on signing the Juventus striker, mainly because of the recent history between them when they both used to work together at Napoli. Now, after doing some of my research, I've had a look, and from the looks of it, it seems like the Golovin deal is stalled after the Jorginho deal and he chose Monaco, which is due to a couple of reasons based from Chelsea and from Golovin as well. Right now, on Chelsea's side, the rumours are saying that Chelsea were only interested in signing one midfielder, and they went with Jorginho mainly because it's the one that Sarri preferred and it's the one that was key to unlocking Sarri's style of play. Now, another reason for this as well is also due to the amount of midfielders that we have already. We have Kante, Fabregas, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, Ross Barkley, Danny Drinkwater, Jorginho, and Bakayoko as it stands right now on the Chelsea squad list. Adding Golovin would have been nice. I personally would have been happy to sign Golovin. I thought he would have completed our midfield. But it's not really the end of the world if we don't sign him, mainly because, like I said, the amount of midfielders that we have already. Now, Ross Barkley and Ruben Loftus-Cheek can both play in the same role that Golovin would have been playing if he was in Sarri's midfield. And let's be real, we have been calling for us to start using the youth for ages now. So it's more or less the case of, if we really want to use the youth, now's the chance. And we can't really be complaining that we're not getting the players if the youth is there for disposal as it is now. We could perfectly use Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Barkley didn't come from the Chelsea youth, but he's another option. We have two options that we could play in that role. Would it make sense to go out there and spend millions and millions and millions of pounds on another player to fill that same role if, when there's so many other options that we need to focus on, like strike, right wing, maybe left wing if Hazard leaves, possibly getting in another defender, the goalkeeper situation with Thibaut Courtois. It's not the end of the world. I do believe Golovin will go on to become a world class midfielder, and that's the reason why I wanted him. But as it stands right now, we have a lot of bigger things that we need to worry about, so it makes sense for us not going after Golovin, so I understand that. Right, moving on to the next piece of news, and Sky sources are saying that Chelsea are going after Jack Butland and Kasper Schmeichel as possible quarter replacements, but the number one on Chelsea's list is Jordan Pickford. Now, Cech was also rumoured to be one of the names in Chelsea's shortlist to replace Courtois, but in a recent interview for Sky Sports News, he expressed his desire to fight for a starting spot at Arsenal, saying, "I said from the start I want to stay and fight for my place in the team, and I will honour my contract unless the club tells me to go." So that's more or less saying that Petr Cech is happy to stay at Arsenal. Now, I think Jack Butland and Kasper Schmeichel are more realistic expectations than Pickford, but when it comes to Jordan Pickford, I I don't really like to just write off transfers straight away, but let me be honest, we're not signing Jordan Pickford. And if you want me to go through reasons, I've got a bunch of them right here. Let me just start off with this. Pickford's on a 5-year contract. He's English, which would mean he costs more due to homegrown rota. Everton have already let Joel Robles go, so if they get rid of Pickford, they'll only have a 36-year-old Sketlenberg as their only choice in goal. Selling Pickford as well would give Everton the look of a selling club, which, to be honest, is something that they're trying to push away from over the last couple of years. Everton don't even need the money. They've just had new owners come in, I think, last season. We also look desperate because it's obvious to everyone that Thibaut Courtois wants to go, which means that any club we go to will probably try to up their asking price on their goalkeepers as it is, and there's already enough factors for them to raise the Pickford price up enough without us looking desperate. And anyway, even if we sign Pickford, in my honest opinion, he would be the most expensive goalkeeper in history if he came to us. Mainly because literally of all the factors I've said today, all of it comes together to make one case, and that case is simple. If we try to go for Jordan Pickford, it's going to be a stupid price. So I honestly think Pickford's a great goalkeeper, and I'd be happy to have him, but let's be honest and say that there's a lot more there are way more realistic options for us to go for. In my opinion, Jordan Pickford isn't coming to Chelsea. Now, moving on to our last piece of news, and it's Alvaro Morata. And source in Italy has stated that Chelsea have placed a £62 million price tag on Alvaro Morata. Morata is apparently open for a move back to Italy, with Italy being the home country of his wife, and as well as his below average season last season, he's more warming towards a move back to Italy. Now, AC Milan are interested in bringing in a new striker, and Morata has been linked with AC Milan as well as Higuain and Falcao. But Chelsea are going to want to recuperate as much of the money as they used to buy him from Real Madrid as possible if they want to sell up on him. Now, Morata's first season has been spoken about a lot on this channel. We have his mentality has come into question, his strength on the ball, his diving, his finishing, and lack of it. And I know it's a friendly game, but his performance against Perth on Saturday, I think, didn't really do much to help the case either. His touch was poor and he got dispossessed easily on many occasions. Now, I've said before on this channel that I'm happy to see Morata get given a second chance. I do believe he has the talent, I do believe he has the potential, but the thing with him is up here. If he wants to realise his potential at Chelsea, I believe Sarri is the manager to unlock him. But if he can't hack one season, then we can't have someone that weak-minded at our club. He can perform at the very top if he puts his head to it. But the fact is, mentally, I think he's just too weak. I want to give him a second chance, but for me, it's the case of if he wants to go, let's just get rid of him and bring in Higuain, because as a short term idea, it would work. He'd be someone that he is a great finisher regardless of what anyone says, and he also understands Starry's system as well, which means that we can bring it into the squad a lot quicker, because now there'll be two players that are key to Sarri's system who were key to it in Napoli and can now bring it forward at a much quicker rate at Chelsea. So for me, it's the case of there's an idea for us if we get rid of him, but Morata could also suit the system very well. But it's a case of him. If he don't want to be here, he can just go, in my opinion. But if he wants to stay, I'd be happy to see him get a second chance, because I do believe he has what it takes to perform at the very top. It's just up to here. But let me know what you guys think about any of the stories I said. Do you guys agree with anything I said? Do you guys disagree with anything I said? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe to 100% Chelsea, and don't forget to like and subscribe to my personal channel as well, Carefree Lewis G. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. Up the Chelsea.